Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 3 of my full platinum walkthrough of Alan Wake Remastered. We are in part 3 of episode 1, so we're in two part 3s here. This is going to be the final part of episode 1, so at the end of the cutscene from the previous video, you'll start here and this will be the start of Waking Up to a Nightmare, the chapter 3 of episode 1. The final part of episode 1. Very confusing, I know. Now you don't actually need to look in this the boot trunk of this car here. Although if you want more kind of story then you will want to. So we've got a new collectible that we're going to start here, and that's the Manuscript pages. Now there are more than 91 in the game, but we can only collect the first 91 during this first playthrough. So I will change in Nightmare mode, I'll change the Manuscript to Nightmare Manuscript, as they're only available in that. So from the next playthrough they'll change, but for this playthrough, we can only get 91 of the manuscripts, so I'm just putting that for now. There is a trophy for each, so it kind of balances out anyway. So the first thing we'll be doing is just kind of running down here. I've wrote at the bottom as well, you can see the title page of the manuscripts, and Alan Wake attacked by, I forget the rest of it, it didn't fit. But that's the titles of the manuscript pages. So this first, as you walk down here, the light will happen, you'll get a cutscene, and you automatically get the first two manuscripts. Now you can go into the manuscripts by pressing the touchpad, and then you can actually go into the manuscripts and they'll kind of read them out to you. So you can see there, I will do that for every single one, just so you know what it's called as we move through. Of course, coffee thermoses are back. That didn't sound right as I was saying it. They're back, we'll be getting those as well. So we're actually into the main part of the game. Now you can see this video is a bit longer, just under 24 minutes. So we've actually got a good chunk of level here. So it's not going to be too much action at the beginning, but yeah, it's opening up more and not really short. Lots of cutscenes and dialogue and that. So you will spend most of your time actually just running around in a dark forest. That's what it feels like for the first probably half of the game. It's not a bad thing. It's quite atmospheric and pretty creepy, to be honest. So another cutscene as you move towards here, and that'll be Stucky, and he will run off. Don't worry, he's not going to attack you. So once he runs off, run underneath this claw and look for the coffee thermos here. And then go, this is the path you need to take. And on the floor here will be another manuscript, number 3. So again, I'll just bring it up by using the touchpad. Wake fights are taken. They're called Taken, the enemies of this game, which you will have known. Watch out for the logs there. You're still not going to get attacked, so don't worry. He's just kind of jumping around in front of you. I think at this point you need to run, otherwise he'll get you. But you just need to make a run for that door. It's not difficult. Just make a run for it. Do it anyway. And then there's going to be another cutscene coming here. Here's Stucky. And then he's going to push this building off the edge. So we need to wait until that happens. So we'll get some more batteries. Some ammo here. Don't worry, this isn't survival horror as well, this game. If you've not played it before, so use the phone. I think using the phone actually moves things forward here. This isn't survival horror, so when you find the shotgun, when you find the rifle, when you find flare guns and all that, use it, because it's just gonna. You need to use them all and get a certain amount of kills, which I'll go through. It's actually the pistol which we have now is 100 kills with that. That'll happen no problem. They're all cumulative, and you can see them in the stats page as well. The shotgun you need 50 kills, the rifle 50 kills, flare gun I think that's 50 as well. Most of them are 50 for the trophies. Off he goes down there. Yep, never mind. So do make sure you jump out as he pushes you over. And there's going to be a couple of guys here. So again, just with these easy first ones, just kind of get used to flashlight management. Or as we call them over here, torches. Yeah, just kind of bounce off, aiming and not aiming, just to kind of recharge while they're at a safe distance, really. These lamps you'll find now and again. You can use those to obviously help you in big fights. You'll see them when you see a lot of those, you know there's a big fight going to happen. And here's our first supply chest. So you may have seen some yellow paint kind of just dotted around on the building then. If you see yellow paint, it guides you towards the supply chest. There are 30 of those. All you need to do is open it. We need to open all 30 of them. Once it's opened, it counts. So of course you can always just check your stats page as well. Make sure it has, and then we're going to kick this to get moving.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
Another enemy here, I think. Yeah, there is. So you can see I'm not aiming, then I will aim. I mean, it's fine. I'm on easy as well. Things might be a bit different if you did choose normal, but it'll get you more prepared for Nightmare, that's for sure. So at the crane thing, turn left and come up here to get manuscript number 4. They're not in order, but they are pertinent to this episode. You see episode 1 Nightmare there. They will all be for this episode in that sort of page. And the ones that have the little, it almost looks like a Star Wars symbol next to them. They're the Nightmare manuscripts. You can't get those until the next playthrough. So don't worry if you don't fill them all in. Little flashback there. And this bit actually looks like a jungle to me. It doesn't really look like a forest. So I'm not quite sure what the... it goes back into a forest again, but that little stretch there looked like a jungle. Anyway, once you cross the... oh, nearly fell in. Once you cross the river on the first tree trunk, go to the left. You're supposed to go right, but go to the left. And there's going to be a coffee thermos on this rock. I don't know why have collectibles like the coffee thermos. They don't do anything. Or I'm unaware if they do anything anyway. The manuscripts are great. I think they're actually really good because they foreshadow what's going to happen. I'm not going to listen to them. Obviously, you'll want to listen to them as you pick them up. They're actually quite good. They do foreshadow and give you quite a lot of insight compared to most collectibles. So across the river, across the rocks, and then go to the right to find another manuscript. And then we're going to finish off the river by going left. You can fall off, by the way, off the logs and things. And of course, you can't swim. There was an enemy there. He's just kind of running past. So don't worry. I think it's yeah, it's still Stucky at this point. He won't attack you yet.
Stucky was still out there in the dark, stalking me.
Some ammo and batteries. Usually when you see ammo or batteries, it means there's going to be enemies coming up. The game doesn't strand you. Like I said, it's not survival horror. So there, just letting him come towards me and then finish him off. I found playing this time around, I got hit by there's two kind of these sort of regular enemies. There's the ones that chuck things at you, and there's the quicker ones that kind of run at you. The ones that throw things seem to hit me quite a lot this time around. Maybe I just wasn't trying to dodge as much, but you can dodge the things using L1 when they're throwing axes and things at you. So once you get to the lumberyard, go to the left, climb up this pile of logs. So you did see some yellow paint there. We are being led towards another supply chest. The Taken. Here in the corner. You'll hear I think it's a weird, like a whispering kind of noise. Whenever you get close to the supply chest, it's kind of freaky, to be honest. Yeah, so you know when you're close. So now we'll drop back down. You may notice I think I run at this part just to speed things up. I'm not running that often, mainly because it doesn't last that long. But also, it can get quite confusing if you're playing this for the first time because everything's dark and it all looks the same pretty much. So I don't want you getting lost. So that's why I'm not running so much, so you can you know exactly where I am. I will run if it's obvious. So from the stairs, you want to grab whatever's in here. And then you want to look for the... so from the stairs, look for the log pile on the left, and there's going to be a thermos behind the log pile. Now we're going to go over to this bit. This kind of triggers the next waypoint, so if you interact with that, it'll tell you to go to the generator. Get your flare gun out here, because you can knock out all these enemies in one go. So don't be afraid to use it. Honestly, don't save it, because you'll just end up not using it. In between chapters, and not chapters necessarily, but definitely episodes, all your weapons get taken away from you. So yeah, don't be afraid to use them. And hit the big guy with it if you can directly, and it'll kill the other two as well. So turn the generator on. And then we can actually interact with that. We need to bring some logs down so we can climb across, basically. And before we do that, just quickly nip into here and you go and find another manuscript. Wake attacked by birds. So again, foreshadowing. Is that a spoiler? Not really, no, because the game's doing it as well. Shotgun. So like I said, don't be afraid to use them. You need to get kills with them. 50 with the shotgun, 50 with the rifle. So just, yeah, use it. There is a trophy which I do try and get, and I do get right at the end, which is for killing 2 enemies with 1 shotgun blast. Don't worry if you don't get it here. There's so many opportunities for you to get it. Just be aware of it and try and get it so you can get it out of the way, so you don't need to worry about it. Whenever you get 2 of the weaker enemies next to each other, try and hit them with 1 blast. So you'll see me mess around trying to get that in a minute. That's what I'm doing. So now we can move on. You will need to jump there. And then round the corner to the right here, we're going to get tin cans number 2. So just shoot. I think you can actually just run into the table or something, knock them. As long as they fall over and it counts on your checklist, you're fine. So again, you walk into the light, you're going to get that checkpoint, and then go behind, turn on the radio. Just stay for a moment. You can listen to the whole broadcast, obviously, if you want to, but I like to just stay for a moment. I think from now on, I'll start actually checking on the stats just to make sure it all tallies up. I had no problems with it, but you never know. I want to make sure it registers. So walk behind the shack there and get the chest. Make sure you get that as well. And then we're going to go up here. This is the way we need to go. Bit of yellow paint, kind of saying that it's behind you at that point. Very obvious manuscript here. So you can see the ground below me now is kind of gravelly. That's obviously the path. If you ever get lost, try and find the gravel path, and that will lead you. It may look like it's a big open area, but it's not. Just find the gravel path and follow it. So a bit further on, you're going to find this coffee thermos where you can overlook the garage, petrol station, whatever it is. Gas station, sorry. And then we're going to drop down. So the trophy I'm going to get here, float like a butterfly. You will get that at any point, honestly. It's just for dodging once, a successful dodge. There's a lot of noise coming up as soon as I try and do the generator, the enemies turn up. So at this point now, I'm going to try and get this this shotgun trophy. I think it's 2 with 1 barrel. I think it's called something like that. So what I'm going to do is break both of their shields, get the shotgun out and try and line them up. Sometimes one can rush you like that and the other won't. He'll stay behind and chuck something like that. Like I said, there's plenty of places to get this. So just be aware of it. There we go. I'm going to get the dodge there. You need to do that 20 times. The float like a butterfly is just for doing it once. There. Didn't get it, unfortunately. Had them perfectly lined, but the other one stood too far in the middle, in the front. Never mind. So there's 2 ways that the enemies appear in this game. You can see that there's the fog, and it has that sort of aura-y noise going on. If that is going, it means that enemies can spawn. If that stops and the noise sort of stops, that means enemies won't spawn. These will spawn infinitely. You need to get out of this area to stop it. And that's what we'll be doing in Nightmare, is just trying to get out of these areas without taking them on. So try and get as many of these dodges in. You're going to be doing plenty of them, especially in nightmare mode. Just 20. It's nothing. That was terrible. I was trying to get the double then and completely missed the guy in front. So make sure you get that flask there as well, behind this big rock before moving on. So where I'm moving up to now, it does look absolutely manic, like I'm being lost here. But this is the way to go. And 2 more will probably spawn in behind you. And these are the 2 that I get. 2 for the price of 1, that's what it's called. So once I move towards this manuscript, they're going to sort of stop. You'll hear the noise will stop. And if you were to carry on, they wouldn't follow you until you get to the light. So here we go. I think I'm lining them up. Get it now. No, almost there. There we go. Right, so got it lined up. 2 for the price of 1. If you can get it done here, great. If not, don't worry about it. And obviously pick this manuscript page up on the way out. Yeah, there'd be plenty of opportunities to get the double kill. But trophies like that, I always like to get them out of the way so I don't have to worry about them. It's probably something you'll get naturally, to be honest. And then heading up, we'll get the checkpoint. Too much ammo. Cannot pick any more up. Right. So from here, when you drop down, head to the left and up the hill. You're going to find a supply chest. You'll hear the weird, whispery noise going on. So next is going to be our first TV show, actually. We haven't had one of those yet. Obviously, it's the first one. And that's going to be coming up shortly. I think it's pretty much unmissable if you're aware of them. So get the flare gun out, get ready, because you are going to get 3 of them turn up behind you. There's a trophy for getting 4, killing 4 with 1 flare gun. But for the early stages here, you're only going to get 3 spawning at a time, unfortunately. Only managed to get 2 with that one anyway. And then finish the last one off. So don't go running through areas on this playthrough. You want to get as many kills as you can, so you don't have to worry about any kill related stuff in the next one. Some more shotgun ammo here, that'll come in handy. So yeah, make sure you use it. If you have shotguns, use the shotgun. And here's the first TV. So all again, like the radios, you just have to turn it on. You can check if in your stats to make sure it has registered. But it should do after a moment. And then open up the gate. Yeah, when we got, yeah, I thought I did. I thought I started doing it from now on. So yeah, TV show 1 out of 14. Definitely registered. Very obvious manuscript here. And then we're going to get to our first boss fight, which they're really easy, especially if you've got a flare gun. The trophy there, Nordic Walking, that is going to be a story one, so don't worry, you don't need to do anything special for that. Whenever you see a case like this, it's obviously infinite ammo. That obviously means bad things as well. And don't be afraid to burn through your batteries as well. The plenty, 20 is plenty. Oh god, sound like the road speed signs over here. So yeah, you're going to get rushed by, I think there's 5 of the smaller ones. That was a terrible shot. I should have done that right at the start, but I didn't have the weapon ready. So it just kills the one. Completely useless. But we'll get the other 2 with the shotguns, so it's not that bad. Yeah, so you got the first 3 and then another 2 and him. Now, if I'll get flipping through the weapons here, trying to get the right one for whoever's in front of me. So the bosses in this game kind of warp around and then appear next to you. So I was ready for this guy here, but then I heard he was warping next to me. So I quickly had to get the flare gun out. If you hit him with the flare gun, you're going to kill him in 1. So as soon as you do that, that's game over. Game over, man. Yeah, that's the boss fight done. And you'll get the trophy. And then moving towards the back, you've got the crane with a Thermos on. Alan Wake the Thermos thief. Where he puts them all, I have no idea. And then this is the path to move on. So we are nearly done with this episode now. We're very nearly there. We're at the gas station now. A few bits to collect here before we turn in though. So that's where we were, opposite there. We've come all the way around the long way. It looks like there's a bridge there actually. Why don't we just use that? Right, so you've got a manuscript here that's quite obvious. It's not quite obvious, it's extremely obvious. Stucky. So that was Stucky, by the way, the boss fight. It was Stucky. I'm sure you already know that by now. Look for the gasoline sign, and underneath it, some more coffee. And then this one down here can be a bit dangerous. Don't be afraid to burn through your ammo now, because it's the end of the episode. These are last enemies. So this is one of these areas where they spawn infinitely until you leave it. So you want to quickly run to the bottom end. Make sure you're not being followed. You probably will be. And they'll try and flank you as well. The AI is actually quite good. So the one that's flanking me there is one of the quick ones. They just take one shot. Where the hell did he come from? So yeah, have the flare gun ready. Quickly pick up the Thermos. That's why we're here. And then run back up. Yeah, if you're on easy, the ones that are really quick and rush you with the kind of little sickle things, I'm not quite sure what these ones here, not quite sure what they're called. They only take one shot to kill. That was a terrible shot. Also a terrible shot. Got one of them though, that'll do. Awful. Anyway. So once the noise stops, they're not going to come after you anymore. Obviously it's nice and bright here anyway. Don't need to read that sign, but there is going to be a sign inside of here you definitely need to read. So as you walk into the garage, the TV is going to come on, and that's going to register automatically. And then once you move into this room, look for this red sign on the side here, and that is sign number 1. Signs are not very obvious at all, but once you've read them like that, they will register. So these are what your stats should look like, roughly, with regards to collectibles anyway. Should look exactly like that for the end of episode 1, which I'm going to go and finish now. So you can kind of compare. You should be on the kills, you should be similar as well. It's not a problem if you're not. And then we're going to use the phone and end the episode. So there's going to be a long cutscene, long drawn out, lots of stuff going on. And then it will actually come up and say episode finished or end of episode 1. There's going to be some music. Once you do that and you press skip, you're going to get the trophy for the end of the episode there, Bright Falls Finest. And that's it. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in episode 2.